Hello, my friend. The story of workplace romance has been around for a long time. Co-workers often form relationships in the workplace, a common phenomenon that often goes unnoticed. However, complications will arise when one or both individuals are committed. The introduction of fame adds complexity to such situations, typically involving actors who are romantically involved with their co-stars. Join us today to find out 18 actors who had affairs with their co-stars. Elizabeth Taylor was born on February 27, 1932 in London, England. She began her career as a child actress in the early 1940s and gained fame for her role in National Velvet, 1944. Elizabeth Taylor was married to Eddie Fisher, who had been married to her former friend, Debbie Reynolds, before Elizabeth's husband's death led to her and Eddie's affair. The marriage ended in an affair after Elizabeth was cast to star in Cleopatra alongside Richard. They fell in love on set, walking away from their previous relationships to be with each other in a tremendous scandal. Unfortunately, Elizabeth Taylor passed away in 2011 at the age of 79. She left behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses.
For women is a desperately lonely city, especially if you've been active. But I consumed inordinate amounts of alcohol. And
Humphrey Bogart was born on December 25, 1899 in New York City, USA. He grew up in a wealthy family but faced financial hardships after his parents' divorce. Humphrey Bogart was 44 and 5 years into his marriage with Mayo Method, which was reportedly not a happy one, when he was cast opposite 19-year-old Lauren Bacall into Heaven of Not. The sparks flew and an affair began, to the dismay of director Howard Hawks, who had his eye on Lauren. Sadly, Bogey isn't lighting up the silver screen anymore. He passed away in 1957, leaving behind a legacy of iconic roles and a timeless swagger.
Belgian Congo, the stage of the Pantages Theatre, and Miss Katharine Hepburn, because they helped me to.
Ted Danson was born on December 29, 1947 in San Diego, California, USA. He gained fame for his role as Sam Malone in the television series Cheers, which ran from 1982 to 1993. No one anticipated the chemistry between a newly single Whoopi Goldberg and a very married Ted Danson when they were both cast in Made in America. They kept the affair under wraps for a while but were outed by a tabloid. Cassandra filed for divorce from Ted after 16 years and 2 children. At the time, it was a pretty expensive divorce, setting Ted back $30 million. Now, at 75, Ted Danson isn't resting on his laurels from Cheers. He's leading the hilarious sitcom Mr. Mayor, playing a wealthy businessman turned politician.
It took me a year and a half of playing Cheers, Sam Malone. Shot glasses, yeah. I'll watch, and then I have a towel over my shoulder.
Harrison Ford was born on July 13, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois, USA. He is a renowned American actor and film producer. Ford's career took off with his role as Han Solo in the original Star Wars trilogy. Harrison Ford and Mary Marquardt were married with 2 kids when he was cast in Star Wars. There, he met a young Carrie Fisher, and the two had a 3-month affair that she only admitted to in her 2016 memoir, The Princess Diarist. Things ended when the film wrapped, though she admitted to wanting more. Harrison's marriage to Mary didn't survive his rise to fame as a result of the film, and the two divorced in 1979. Whipping the fedora off his 81-year-old self, Harrison Ford's still cracking wise and chasing adventure. He just wrapped up his final Indiana Jones ride, but his spirit's as restless as a whip.
When it's not, every frame of film could be mined with, here we go again.
John Malkovich was born on December 9, 1953 in Christopher, Illinois, USUA. He is a versatile American actor, producer, and director. Malkovich has had a prolific career spanning several decades, and his work has been widely acclaimed. John Malkovich and Glenn Headley had been married 6 years. Their marriage was reportedly already in trouble when he began filming Dangerous Liaisons in 1988, but an affair with co-star Michelle Pfeiffer was the last nail in the coffin. His relationship with Michelle didn't last long, kicking off a difficult time in the actor's life. Now, John Malkovich, still sporting that distinctive raspy voice, is leading a multifaceted life at 68.
Asked me, right, was I going to do it in a pirate voice? Idea.
Kenneth Branagh was born on December 10, 1960, in Belfast, Northern Ireland. He is a highly accomplished actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. Branagh has had a diverse and successful career in the entertainment industry. Kenneth Branagh was married to Emma Thompson during the 1993 production of Frankenstein. They divorced a year after the film's release, among rumors of Kenneth's affair with Helena Bonham Carter. The two were a couple for years following, not confirming their romance publicly until 1997. They ultimately split in 1999. Today, at 63, Branagh's still juggling acting, directing, and leading the theatrical charge, proving there's more to life than second breakfasts.
And the story of the film is really about something that happened to me when I was 9 years old. 1969, violence spread.
Tom Cruise, born on July 3, 1962 in Syracuse, New York, has had a remarkable career in the entertainment industry. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were once one of Hollywood's biggest couples. What's gotten lost in legend is that they fell in love on the set of Days of Thunder when Tom was still married to Mimi Rogers. The two split ahead of the film's release in early 1990. Tom and Nicole were together until 2001. Now, Tom Cruise, forever defying gravity and age, is still soaring high at 60. Tom Cruise is still the king of the adrenaline rush, the silver screen charmer, and the digital daredevil.
Everyone, I called my own action. So they said action, but no one went. I just the dynamics of doing something like that, the downdraft from the helicopter, where the position.
Antonio Banderas was born on August 10, 1960, in Malaga, Andalusia, Spain. He initially aspired to become a professional soccer player, but later shifted his focus to acting. Banderas began his acting career in Spanish films during the 1980s. Antonio Banderas gained international recognition in the 1990s with roles in Hollywood productions such as The Mambo Kings and Philadelphia. Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith were both married when they were cast in the 1995 rom-com Too Much. The heart wants what it wants, however, and they married in 1996 as soon as their respective divorces were finalized. At 63, he recently reprised the iconic Puss in Boots, proving his voice and swagger haven't aged a meow. He's also directing, producing, and even designing perfumes, keeping his creative fire lit.
Yes. Yeah. First time I did Puss in Boots was here in New York. I was on Broadway at the time doing a road to go to a certain amount of characters, but at the same time...
Meg Ryan, born Margaret Mary Emily Ann Hyra, was born on November 19, 1961, in Fairfield, Connecticut, USA. She rose to fame as a beloved actress in the 1980s and 1990s. Known for her charming performances in romantic comedies. Meg Ryan was married to Dennis Quaid when she starred in Proof of Life with Russell Crowe. The chemistry between the two was off the charts, and an affair ensued. It spelled the end of her marriage with Dennis, but the relationship didn't last. They split up by Christmas 2000. At 62, she swapped scripts for directing, helming the recently released romantic comedy What Happens Later, in which she also stars. Embrace the comfy blanket and popcorn, because she's showing Hollywood she's not slowing down.
You know, Duchovny is in the movie with me too, and he came on board. We started to have a partner, and he is so, there's just no one like him.
He's really...
Angelina Jolie, born on June 4, 1975, in Los Angeles, California, has had a remarkable journey from her early years to her current status as a renowned actress, filmmaker, and humanitarian. Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie's relationship was a major headline maker. But Laura Dern got lost in the story. Laura was Billy Bob's fiancée at the time the two hooked up. She didn't find out about the affair until news about Billy Bob and Angelina's Las Vegas wedding became public. Having stepped back from the spotlight, she focuses on her 6 children, their budding paths, and her own creative ventures. She savors the simple joys, the quiet power of family, and the whispers of a future where her artistry might bloom anew.
Mother, I want to know who my children are, them, and see where it takes them.
Tell me the one moment you knew you wanted to start.
Sincere thanks to all the loyal viewers who have watched this entire video. If you enjoyed this content and would like to show your support, please click the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your friends. Your support truly means a lot to us. Stay tuned for more interesting then and now stories coming soon. Until next time.